Earlier this week, I went down to a little town called Pella, Iowa. It's a little Dutch town. They have like Dutch letters, super cute. Anyway, I took my e-bike. They work on, at this bike store there, they work on this specific brand I have, which is called Electric Bike. Cutest town. I hadn't been there in, I want to say like 5 years, something like that. So I just took the day and went, took my bike on a little bike ride. They have a really cool trail just nearby. So kind of took this day to enjoy myself. Hello and welcome to my video. Welcome to my channel. I'm Deb. This is DebLevArt, and today I take you through the start of my new painting, and it is of a white peacock. And I got this idea because I was out shopping for these twin babies that I love so much that are family friends, and it was their birthday, and I always get books because honestly, I never know what to buy for clothes. Like, what size? Are they gonna like it? Are they gonna wear it? Anyway, so I always kind of go for books and like stuffies. So I was at my favorite bookstore, Half Price Books. I love it so much. You can get brand new stuff there. Anyway, so, and you get a teacher discount too. But yeah, so I was looking at several books to get them, and one book had this white peacock in front of it. And of course, it caught my attention because I love peacocks. If I can get it right there. It's my first real watercolor painting I've ever painted in this style using the watercolor blooms. Anyway, so I'm always drawn to peacocks. And I came across this book, and I thought, oh, it's such a good little message for, you know, these little kids to accept anybody who is rare and unique and different. So I'm looking at this book, reading it, and they, at the very end, like, kind of like, you know, they tell you a little bit about the authors and like their inspiration. And they were talking about how the white peacock is rare and like revered in cultures like Hinduism, or religions like Hinduism, Buddhism. And I thought, oh, you know, that is right up my alley. Like, I meditate, love Buddhism, obviously, in my little meditation room here in art studio. So I bought the book, and I read it over and over. I honestly thought about getting one for myself, but I thought I don't want any more stuff in my house. But yeah, it was just about this white peacock that had no choice but to show its true colors. It like, it was so different from everyone else, and there was just no hiding. And for the last few years especially, but especially like the last year, 6 months to a year, where I've gone through a lot of endings, and a lot of it due to my authenticity and being who I truly am, and not hiding in the shadows of fear of judgment, which is why I had to let some people go for sure. But you're going to get that for sure when you're authentic and you stop pretending to be what people want you to be for them. So I just really connected with this white peacock, and I thought, how am I going to paint this? I've never really painted anything like white, like like a white horse or anything like that. And so I started to look up peacocks, white peacocks, and there was also a peacock that had some coloring, and it was called a peacock with leucism. I always thought it was leucism, but I looked it up. Merriam-Webster told me it was pronounced leucism. So it has patches of the coloring. It lost the pigmentation in most of its areas. But these really seemed really beautiful to me. I thought it was like a good compromise between just me being unsure how to paint something stark white, which I just wasn't used to, and I really still like using color. So in this video, I show you, kind of go through some of it, like halfway through. I'm not done by any means. But yeah, when I was drawing this and I was sketching it out, which I'll show you here, I'll pull this out. I did a little sketch and came up with 2 different peacocks, and I chose the one right here. She's real cute. And I made the eye. I do this, I kind of have this look that I probably got from my mom when I was growing up, but it's this. And I do that to my students sometimes when I'm like, I'm done messing around, right? And they just know, okay, I'll stop, I'll get back to work, I'll, stop being cray-cray or silly, whatever. And I thought that peacock, this peacock that I'm going to create, is gonna have a little bit of me in there, almost like a little self-portrait. So I include like this eye that kind of goes up like this, like I mean business, don't mess with me, and just I'm gonna be authentic, I'm gonna be me. And that's just been the theme for me for, like I said, several months and years in the making. And it just feels really good, it feels really confident. And I just feel like I know and trust myself, and that is the essence of this peacock with leucism. They're different. I'm definitely different than anyone else that I've met. We all should be very unique anyway, but I'm incredibly intuitive, and my downloads are from spirit, and I'm very spiritual, and it just seemed very fitting for me. In this painting too, I try some new little paint strokes to make sure it's not just stark white with the white paper instead. Just adding like the lightest blue I could find in my palette. And I do like how it's turning out. I'm still in the process. I will add some gold leaf foil eventually too, I think, on the little feathers. Also use some calligraphy. I show you in the video this blue ink along with my calligraphy pen, and I think I might go through and add a little bit more abstract. Right now this is just words, and I kind of talk about it in the video, and messages, kind of including not like secret messages. I will write down, I have a list of 16 that I wrote down on these little feathers, but I like infusing that energy into my paintings. Like, I feel like if you're writing something, you're putting it into, that energy into the painting. It's not just words on a paper. So I'm really enjoying making this peacock. I hope you enjoy the video. Stick around for more. Like I said, there's more calligraphy coming, abstract calligraphy, and the gold leaf foil as well. I do plan on making a poem that goes along with this painting. While painting, I've been feeling really strong and almost like that fire underneath me, kind of like when I was painting the Phoenix Rising. So it might be a little bit of that. I'm not entirely sure, what it will come to be, but I always get good downloads as I go, and I'm in the flow state, a flow process while I'm creating a poem. So anyway, thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. I am in the process of using my calligraphy pen to add like some coded phrases. Basically, they're along the peacock's feathers, the little stems that come out, or I don't know what you call those, the stems of the feathers, I guess. And each of these has a line written, so like a phrase written, and it's in just abstract, like a scribble basically. And I know in my mind, I read what I wrote. I have 16 different phrases. And so I thought I'd just kind of lace this with just some things I thought about when writing about the white peacock, or the peacock with leucism. And you can't tell, it just looks like scribbles. It looks like cursive scribbling, that's kind of what it is. When I go and write in my journal at night, I don't do it all the time now, but I used to do it a lot. And it'd almost be like automatic writing, and whatever was coming up in my head, I would just write on paper, and it is completely illegible. And half the time I would start to kind of doze off and it'd trail, because I do it in my bed right before I went to bed and went to sleep. But I noticed like that is the style that I like to kind of infuse my work with, along with some other abstract calligraphy, little images or little patterns and textures. So I'll be doing that somewhere in here. I have this blue speedball ink that I bought, and originally I was kind of disappointed with it, and this was like months ago. And I thought, well, this peacock, it's going to have pops of blue and green amongst the white, and with that lack of pigmentation. And I thought, oh, let's just try it out on this paper. And I actually really love this, and I might look into getting some other color. So good win on that one. Some of the phrases that I'm writing, so like this last one, I have to look. I wrote them down. There's 16 different ones. This one is, I just finished. You can't tell anyway. It looks like scribbles, but this one is, I am intuitive beyond what you can comprehend. Another one, I will not step into the box you create for me. And I am rare and unique, just like this peacock, just like this bird. And so, yeah, I'm enjoying kind of putting those phrases into the painting in this way, using my calligraphy pen, kind of in an more abstract way. Something else too, on the peacock feathers, these little, I don't know what you call them, but they're part of the feather. They started to look, and this is nothing new, but they started to look like not God's eyes, evil eyes to me. And it just so happens that I have been wearing my evil eye bracelet even more, just because I feel like in the past week or so, there's been like some negative energy that I didn't really want near me. So these started to look like the evil eye to me. So I'm on purpose making these look like the evil eye. Not every single one of them, but just some of them. So yeah, that is some progress on my painting, adding some of that calligraphy and those phrases, just so it kind of seeps in, like put that energy into this peacock who is not afraid to be seen, not afraid to stand out.